All right, y'all. I got 455 on the bar, and I want to go ahead and say this before I explain everything in this video. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just show y'all my top lifts, all right, to make sure that it added up to 1,000 pounds. Um, 455 is about 100 pounds less than my actual max on a good day. So 455 went up like butter. A little bit harder than it should have been, but pretty smooth. 300 pounds. I just reached 300 pounds on the bench again. I used to be like 365 years ago when I was a lot heavier, and also more on the bench than I am now. I'm bringing it back. Hence my bringing it back hence my bringing back my bench press series. All right. So 300 pounds on the bench. It was a lot heavier than it should have been today, but like I say, I'm gonna explain everything when I look. But it went up, but stayed on the bench. Big struggle, but didn't have to cheat. Got it up. You know what I'm saying? I probably needed a spotter on that one, but it did. I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? So let's do some math real quick. This is math-based fitness. All right, 1,000 pounds. That's what I'm trying to go for today. So minus 455. And then minus 300. So minus my bench and my deadlift, that's all I need left for my squat is 245. So I got 245 pounds on the bar. Why am I only squatting 245? I just want to at least get 1,000 pounds for my SBD max for today. All right. I do not want to do an SBD day, which means squat, bench, and deadlift, and not get at least 1,000 pounds, even on the worst day. This wasn't the worst day, but it definitely wasn't the best day. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all my bench first. I got 135 pounds on the bar, but this is too much, so I took it off. I got 45 pounds, just the bar, and I put the weights over here on the other bench next to me, so nobody a bench next to me. But we're gonna go ahead and weigh myself real quick. So this is my weight in the gym. Of course, I've had water, food, all that, and I got clothes on, holding the camera. This is 185. I'm probably actually 180, but I want to at least get 100 pounds above my gym body weight. So 285, even though I'm shooting for 300. Y'all already saw the 300. So I was shooting for at least 185 to 300. Why am I only doing 300 when I feel like I can do more? Y'all seen that was a little struggle, right? So I just got back to 300, right? There's days I feel like I could have done it for 2. There's days I feel like I could have done 305, 310, and even 315. Why am I not doing those numbers even on days where I feel like I could do it? Because I want to lock 300 in before I even bump up even 5 pounds. All right. I want to do 300 for 2 or 3 reps before I even do 305. And I want to do that for at least 2 reps before I do 310. And I want to do that for at least 2 reps before I do 315. And so on. What do I mean by that? Why am I doing that? I got 135 pounds on the bar, right? I just said that was too much. No, it was too much for me to start off with my warm-up. This is still a warm-up. Everything before the 300 pounds is a warm-up. Even when I get to 245 and start doing singles, all right? Every time a person does singles, a lot of people will make the misconception that that person is maxing. Most of the time we see people do singles, they are maxing, they're ego lifting. I'm not doing that. I just want to make sure I get used to that weight in my hands, used to pushing that amount of weight. That way I'm more than ready to bump up. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, don't jump the gun. Don't bump up in weight until you're ready to bump up in weight. If you ain't got 185, this is my body weight in the gym. Remember that I got 185 pounds on the bar, right? If you ain't got 185 mastered, do not go for 225. If you ain't got 225 mastered, don't go to 230, 240, 245. None of that. Master what you can do. Know where you're at and master that before you bump up. Don't skip scenes. Don't go from 0 to 100 real quick, all right? That's how you burn out. That's how you get injured. That's how things happen. It's ego. We got to set our ego and pride aside. So this is 185 pounds. I'm still doing high reps. I do high reps on my warm-ups. And as I get heavier, I do lower and lower reps, all right? I just want to make sure that I'm ready for that heavy weight. I want to make sure I check out for any nagging injuries or any nagging pains for the day. Also, fun fact, I did drive to Charleston. Y'all don't know where I'm at. Y'all don't know how far that is. But that's like 4 hours away and back. Then I took a nap and then I came to the gym. So I did 245. Y'all thought that was 225. Psych. So 245. Yeah, man, there's reasons why I can't really lock in the way I want to today, but I'm getting better and better at scheduling my lifts and doing it regardless. And there's gonna be ups, there's gonna be downs, and I'm just pushed through it. You see what I'm saying? So this is that plus this. This is math-based fitness. This isn't science. This is not science-based fitness. All right? Ain't no Jeff Nippard over here. Ain't no Mike Israetel over here. Ain't no Greg Doucette over here. They got it all wrong. You know, they got it right, but they need to combine their ideas to add up. You know what I'm saying? So this is all math, man. Simple. I subtracted them 10s and put on 25s. This is 275 pounds, and I'm going to just go for it, all right? And before this set, I was kind of doubting myself, you know, because I just don't feel it today. But I'm like, man, turn on the music. Even though my headphones fell off my head on purpose. Why did I let my headphones fall off my head on purpose? Because these headphones suck and they will fall behind my head, and you do not want the headphones behind your head while you're benching. 275 went up pretty smooth. I need to go ahead and see how much I could do 275 for reps one of these days. But I went ahead and put the 10s and the 2.5s, and that adds up to what? 300 pounds. That's 25 more pounds than 275. 300 pounds. And I was debating on should I even try it. So, y'all seen me do the 300. I stripped it off, and I was gonna do a short repping out 225, but I decided not to. All right, so y'all see all the weights is on the other bar. I went and cleaned it up, and I even cleaned up the weight that was on the other bar. Why do I put that weight on the other bar? So people won't bench next to me and talk to me. All right, so I deadlifted. Even though this was the first thing I did in the gym today, I did this deadlift before I did my bench. All right, so I got 135 pounds on the bar, and y'all see it look a lot blurrier because I wiped my screen off, not my screen, but my camera lens after these deadlifts. All right, I didn't realize how blurry it was, but bear with me anyways. All right, the information is still there. So 225. I don't have gloves. I don't have chalk. I don't have my gloves on. I have gloves. I don't have chalk, and I'm not using a belt, and I do that for a reason. 225. I do that the whole set, right? The whole workout for deadlifts. All right. So 315. Why do I do that though? So I can make it harder on myself. So when I start implementing those things with chalk and a belt and all that, I'll be able to deadlift a lot more than what y'all see me deadlifting. All right. This is not going for a max. I just want 1,000 pounds between my bench, squat, and deadlift. So that's 315. Then I went to 4 plates, 405 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And y'all see me do what? 245 in the beginning? I actually put another 50 pounds on the bar and was going to go for that. And I really don't like blaming people for my mistakes or my, I'm going to just say it, man. And y'all, it's a broken record. I know this is a broken record when I say this to y'all. Don't distract other people when they lifting, all right? So, dude was staring at me the whole time. Then he came over there and started lifting next to me. I ain't show him on camera or none of that. I don't be trying to get people on camera. Sometimes I do, but I don't be trying to. But sometimes I do get them on camera. So, right there, I'm explaining that this is more than 5 plates, all right? These 225-pound plates on each side is 50 pounds on each side. Another plate, making 5 plates would have been 45 on each side, which would have made it 495. This is 505 pounds, right? So what I mean by that is, watch me. This was supposed to go up super easy. I kind of rushed my set because I was trying to get away from dude. And I did wipe my camera before this. And watch the bar. The bar is going to roll forward. And then it distracted me. I was like, nah, I'm good. If I would have left it that, I would have hurt myself. So I got 275 on the bar on squats. It's supposed to be easy. All right. Anybody that knows me know I did that 100 days of squat every day. Where I made it to like 97 and I gave up after that. I didn't give up. Things happen. Y'all gotta go see day 97 of my squat every day to see what happened. And I just decided not to do it, man. Same problems. But y'all see, I did way more than 300 on my squat every day. All right, y'all. I know y'all see pitch black darkness, but I'm in the car right now, and it's nighttime still. Well, it's like 5 in the morning, but it's dark. But I just want to say something real quick because there's a lot of things that I'll be leaving out on my voiceovers. But with the squat, My squat is my weakest lift, all right? So even on my best day right now, my squat is probably way less than 400 pounds. But I'm working on it, and I need to make sure I don't get laxed on it, because it's the easiest one for me to get laxed on. And what I mean by that, that's the easiest one for me to just, I'll do it another day. Another day becomes another week becomes another month, a year, whatever, and so on, until my squat is non-existent. And that's one of the reasons I had to bring my squat back anyways, right? So it ain't even nowhere near all the way back. But I do want to say this. I say that to say this. For me to have so much potential that my squat can grow, it could probably almost double. And for me to do 1,000 pounds, even on a bad day, which today wasn't really a bad day, it was good. I still, I succeeded, right? So it was good, right? I knew the circumstances going in. And I don't want to blame people all the time for, it's just weird, right? When I put my camera down and I push record, my headphones, I'm using my phone for music, right? So when I push record, the music stops. So I hear things, you know what I'm saying? And grown men older than me be trying to get my attention. They coughing and breathing a certain way. It bothers me. It's because it's weird. It's like, when somebody paying that much attention to you, it's almost impossible to not pay some attention to them. So it takes away from everything you're trying to do, because some of the attention and the focus that you're supposed to be putting on the weight and the bar and yourself while you lifting, you gotta remember, even though this ain't even that heavy weight, the squat definitely wasn't that heavy. I only weigh 100 and something pounds. I'm benching 300. I'm deadlifting 500. Well, I did 455 today though, but still, like, I can deadlift well over 500. That's not bragging. I'm saying this. I'm saying this. That's weight that can injure you. Yes, there's people that can lift way more than that, but that's weight that can fuck you up. This ain't feather pillows, bro. Sis, whoever listening, learning, watching. One of the main things that get people injured in the gym, people, you deadlifting without a belt, you're gonna hurt your back. You know what's gonna hurt your back the most? Is people jumping on your back while you lifting. Bruh, elbow room. But that's not even what I cut this camera back on for. I just want to say, like, my potential for what I'm doing at this body weight, I'm trying to do like 12, 13, 14, 1,500 pounds total, right? Soon. I know I can do way more than 12. On a good day, I could do more than 1,200 pounds. And what do I mean by 1,200 pounds? Like I say, squat, bench, deadlift, right? Add those together, and it adds up to, if you do 1,000 pounds, you're in the 1,000 pound club. So even on my worst day, I'm in 1,000 pound club. Right? That wasn't my worst day. I had worse days than that, so I might not be in my 1,000 pound club on my worst day. But I could have easily squatted more than 275. It's just